Hey everyone, welcome back to HerMoneyMentor, the channel where we teach you to heal your relationship with money through financial literacy so you can start your entrepreneurial journey. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified whenever I post new content. Today, I'm super excited to share my personal finance plan now that I've saved my second round of $100,000. And yes, you heard that right. In just 2.5 years, I've grown my net worth to $500,000. And guess what? I started jobless with only $10,000 in my pocket. If you want to hear my full story on how I clawed my way out, check out the link in my blog below. And it just so happens it's my featured video on this channel. So why this video? I'm now 38, and sometimes it feels like I've missed out on so many tips and tricks to retire a millionaire due to lack of financial literacy earlier in my life. I also followed Dave Ramsey's budgeting lifestyle, which it did have its pros and cons. Being debt-free was fantastic, although it kept me financially stagnant. Now, this isn't to discredit Ramsey's method. It actually works for many people, and I still apply some of his methods today. But today I want to highlight the power of financial literacy and growth mindset. When you level up, you understand that money is a tool, and you can combine various tips and strategies to be well-rounded in your financial approach. Looking ahead, I foresee some financial turmoil. Unemployment rates are signaling a recession, and the feds are lagging behind inflation. Remember, I'm not a financial professional, and this is not financial advice, just my take. Since I have Googled countlessly, what does one do with $100,000? And no one seems to know the answer. The truth is that taking $100,000 and putting all your eggs in one basket is not the answer, and it is not the solution. So if you've come across just a little bit of money like $5, $10, or even $100,000, there is no correct answer on putting your eggs in one basket. In fact, if you find that someone's giving you that solution, please think again. So what am I doing with $100,000? Number one is my high yield savings account, which may otherwise known as HYSA. So first, let's talk about my high yield savings account. The account that I'm with is Ally Bank, and it's done wonders for me. It has had rates ranging from 4 to 6%, which is very generous. And right now in the market, there are higher yield accounts out there, and I am in a holding period, but just because I won't be moving my money in or out very frequently, it's not worth opening up a new account with better interest if I feel like I'm going to need the funds soon for opportunities that the recession may bring. Because I feel like I'll be moving the money around in case of an opportunity, I don't think it will be worth opening a brand new account with somewhat of a higher interest rate. So I'll be sticking with Ally. Consumer credit cards, what to do with those? Now, I pay those off in full every payday. So I get paid bi-weekly, and then we'll talk about the affiliate earnings because those are tricky. Each platform has a different payday, so you can't really keep track of those. You could, but I don't. Those are just come to me like energy, money's energy. So I'd like to just stay on track with my official work paydays, which is bi-weekly. Whenever I get my paycheck, the first thing I do is pay off my credit cards. Usually those credit card charges range from $500 to $1,000 in the month, depending on whether I needed something significant that month or whether it was just daily living expenses. But if I had no choice and I couldn't pay them off in full, I'd keep utilization under 30% and use multiple cards evenly. Before I knew better, I always used one card with the best points or cashback, but I had no idea how this was impacting my credit score. So by using different cards, this actually spreads out your debt and minimizes the impact on your credit score. Then we'll move into my emergency savings. Now, we can talk about this a bit. I have a separate account for each of my assets, which also happen to be my largest liabilities like properties or rental vehicles. This is why I keep enough to cover 1 year's worth of payments in case something drastic happens. And I know the suggestion is 3 to 6 months, but if you were to lose a job, on most occasions, finding a job does take more than 3 to 6 months if you don't have anything locked in. So that's why for me, it's really important to have 1 year's worth of expenses in each of those accounts. It just makes me feel safe. So for you, this could be your car note, a mortgage, or a student loan. And yes, I paid off my student loans just a few years after graduating. I used the debt snowball method, and I was able to pay them off really early. I am not a candidate for student loan forgiveness, so I do stand in neutrality with that because at the time that was not an option for me. So I had to put my big girl panties on and just get that out of the way so I could be rich, which takes me to my side hustle income. Now, with the side hustle income, money from my side hustle goes straight into the stock market. Now, for legal reasons, I cannot give you financial advice, but when I was licensed, I wasn't allowed to give you any good advice either. So this is just my personal opinion. I'm a fan of stocks like SPY and VOO, and I also invest in dividend-paying stocks to generate monthly income. I do plan to keep a close eye on the market to buy stocks on sale, and I have a checking account with cash set aside just for that purpose. As it stands, I'll be waiting around until the elections to make any buying decisions because Warren Buffett just sold off half of his Apple stock, and that tells me that I should not be buying right now. And lastly, my investing strategy. I have $50,000 set aside for purchasing my third property. You may be thinking that sounds like way more than $100,000, and that is correct. I have had savings from the first round of $100,000 that I saved, and so the first round I was able to do 6 months in emergency savings, and I extended that to 1 year. So that's where that buffer comes in. So now I have $50,000 set aside for purchasing my third property. And interest rates are cooling off, but I'm waiting for a specific type of property within my purchasing power. Tampa is really expensive, so I'm on the sidelines. I'm waiting for potential market downturns to buy more properties. Patience in this kind of market is extremely important. Although you cannot time the market perfectly, you can learn your risk tolerance and understand the worst case scenarios on every move you make with your money before making it. So even though interest rates may come down, this may cause the housing market to start moving again. But if I don't find an opportunity to buy, I will be keeping an eye on the stocks that do tend to pop off when the housing market is booming, like home improvement. So that's my plan with $100,000. There may be one other opportunity that's in the works for me, which is franchise-based. If you're curious about why I'm acquiring a franchise, leave me a comment below. I'd love to dive into that as well. In short, I'm considering buying myself a job so that I can challenge myself and learn a new area of business. And franchising is something I haven't dived into. But as I dabble with SBA 7A loans and their approval process, I'm finding that to be an easy in, and I can focus on the other love of my life, which is wellness. Overall, my strategy is pretty simple. Really, money doesn't have to be complicated. But here's the most important part is what will I do with my time while I wait for these opportunities? Right now, I'm focusing on building my financial literacy community, so I invite you to join my waiting list for upcoming debt tackling recommendations and tips to level up financially. And I'm also diving into contract trading, which I find incredibly fun. I may start incorporating that into my strategies as I learn more, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this style of video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more content. Remember, financial literacy is the key to unlocking your entrepreneurial journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep healing your relationship with money.